And on that bombshell, we do have a draft, ladies and gentlemen.
Perfect timing.
That was great. I can agree with that. I feel like, you just sort of want to hop in and queue, try out all the new stuff in all the games. I've been having a lot of fun playing on this patch.
It's too much fun, man. There's like
true.
some guy on a horse like putting down suns, and then some other bird like turning into suns and stuff. And sometimes they happen at the same time.
Did you see the GH clip?
Yeah, that was the one that Roche.
Refresher?
No, he went the Will of the Wisp in the Roche pit, and then like got 2 or 3 illuminates out and like solo killed the people that were taking Roche. That was sick.
It's funny to see that Caudle is like so highly favored in Europe. The hero completely changed from how it was, and yet the Europeans are still like grinding out the Caudle games. And every time I see it in another region, it's just the hero feeds relentlessly. But in Europe, like these Caudle players, they don't care that the hero's being completely reworked. They just like that he's an old man on a horse, and they're still very, very good with it.
That's how NIP got knocked out by a Caudle. I saw
they did,
in their
yeah.
Game 3.
Well, they did.
So
that was rough.
Yeah.
Rough stuff. Rest and pepperonis, those guys.
Doesn't look like we'll see any crazy group stage surprises here, maybe, in China.
No. Based upon the groups that we looked at earlier, everything was relatively normal. The only thing was that IG was a little bit lower. eHome looked like they were hurting a bit too.
Yeah, I thought eHome might be decent.
Oh.
Those Wings guys, ever since they caught lightning in the bottle, have not found quite the same success.
Yeah, just like OG this year as well.
Oh man,
Just kidding.
I'm
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Damn.
Holy shit, man.
I'm just joking. It was a joke. Come on, it's OG. These are the TI winners. I'm just joking. I'm absolutely joking.
It's okay. None of the Europeans are up yet. You can keep
That's
doing
true.
that.
That's true.
They have fans everywhere, though.
I mean, they are the TI winners.
That's true.
Yeah, does make sense.
Are they the most popular TI winners since? Would it be?
Well,
I guess every TI winner becomes popular.
Like
yeah.
Liquid was super popular. When Wings won it, they were super popular.
Yeah.
I mean, China's got a huge fan base, so it's
I was gonna say, probably Wings is the most popular.
Yeah. Hard to say though.
They're really like
beloved. Wings also was just like so interesting that everybody loved Wings. It wasn't even like a regional.
Didn't they come from the Chongqing city too? That's where they had their like training facility. Everybody, all the other regions were in Shanghai. All the other teams were in Shanghai.
Really?
And they were playing out of Chongqing, I think.
Really? I hear.
I have no idea, but I'll take your word for it.
I feel like I remember Jack saying something like that.
I remember they were in a different city, actually. Or someone would tell me that.
I'm gonna do some research real
But I
quickly.
don't know if it was Chongqing.
I'll let you guys smart people talk about the draft for a second.
There's a Brewmaster ban. If they start picking Brew, is that a thing now in
No.
China? They just decided to ban. Okay.
No, they're just banning it.
Okay.
They haven't picked it.
They want to make sure nobody picks it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This way we can't get it. We don't know what else to ban.
I was on the old Dota buff looking at some win rates. It looks like you were too, and some surprises there. Some of the heroes that we thought were good have some terrible win rates, or heroes that we just thought were fine. Like Rubik has been doing awfully. Undying has been garbage. He's at like 30% over a lot of games.
Ooh.
Would you believe that Phantom Assassin has a 70% win rate across 46 games?
So PA is like the biggest winner in terms of win rate, I think, and there were a couple others that had like 60% over a lot of games too.
Oh, those ones don't count. Yeah, Puck is.
Yes,
Puck is
Puck
like
was surprising. Small number of games though.
It's sample size is a little small, but
Brewmaster was the next one after
yeah.
PA, I think. Like I would say PA 1, Brewmaster 2 in terms of picked a lot, and then winner.
Here we go. Wings Gaming is a former Chinese Dota esports team that was based in Chongqing. They were best known for winning over $9 million at the International.
Are we going to talk about the pronunciation? Is it Chongqing?
I don't know.
I've heard Chongqing.
Chongqing.
I heard Chongqing.
Chongqing.
I've heard a lot.
Ching? Kevin?
Chongqing. Kevin tells
Chongqing.
us it's Chongqing.
Okay.
So,
sounds good.
Because I keep getting corrected on that in YouTube comments and on Reddit. It's like these casters can't pronounce it.
I like the CQ major.
The CQ major.
It's good. Sounds
CQ.
like a.
I like that.
It reminds me of the GQ, and I'm like, it's like men's magazine going on here.
Exactly. I mean, you got the leather jacket.
Yeah. I'm dressed for the CQ
You could do
major cover here.
God, I wore basketball shorts today. I was thinking like I was being too formal with the I had some nice jeans and
Yeah.
I just wanted to go with the nice socks.
Good socks.
And basketball
Mine
shorts.
have some
They don't
sushi on them,
match.
but
Your
I like your
socks don't
socks better.
match.
Yeah, I like to.
Oh, that's even better.
Can you not lift your leg with your
Well,
shorts on?
it's not a kilt. It's not a kilt. There's nothing to see down there anyway.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
You're styling, Jenkins.
Thank you.
You're a trendsetter on
I
this.
appreciate that. So are you.
I like your
With the leather
shoes
coat.
too. Your shoes are from
Every single day I admire your shoes.
Really?
Yeah.
When you first arrived and then you came over and you were playing your Dota tournaments at my house and you took them off, I was like, holy shit, those are some cool shoes.
I got them at Walmart.
They don't look like Walmart shoes. They look like $200 shoes from like some
They
fancy
look like they go
hipster
with that
store.
leather jacket. That's what they
Yeah.
look like.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty chill.
If you told me
hang
those
out at
shoes
all
cost
the schools.
$600, I would believe you.
Would you?
Yeah,
What about the
100%.
socks? How much do you think the socks were?
$1.50.
$25.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, you are.
I got them from.
Oh, the pink ones are good. The other ones I would have said like the pink ones I would say maybe
It's the same
$15.
brand.
Okay.
I got them from Tip Top Tailors.
Okay.
Tip Top Taylor.
So they're good quality socks.
I like socks. I just didn't want to be too like.
They're good quality.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay.
5 seconds
That felt
remaining.
nice to be touched by another human. This is too
I like
much.
that.
This is overwhelming for me. I'm gonna go back to my dungeon.
Stimulation overload.
that
Well, we do
last
have-
game was a stimulation overload.
Good segue. You're on it, man. And we can take a look at this draft as well, as it is
Alright.
going to be
Yeah.
the Magnus, Rubik, Centaur, Shadow Shaman. Everybody's got what they were doing last time.
We're meant to be talking about smart stuff. What happened? Jenkins?
When have we ever said anything smart?
So PA seems not even just a China thing, a multi-region
yeah.
thing. Europe has been first picking it, first banning it.
Yep.
Alliance beat OG with it 2 games in a row, one with Magnus, one without. And Magnus, also one of those heroes I think had like a 60% win rate.
Yes, Magnus has a very high win rate.
And done very well. Void, I think, has done quite well overall. At least I
Yeah.
feel like I'm seeing a decent number of Void.
It looks like this is the switch up, though. They're going to take the
Oh.
Undying this time around instead of the Dazzle.
That's a dubious pick, the Undying, based on out
That
data.
was a mistake. That was a mistake for sure.
Dazzle's also got a pretty bad win rate, I believe.
Yeah, but I think with the Magnus, it's really really good. Like if you can second phase a Dazzle, it's different from first phasing a Dazzle. Like this is a first phase hero. So.
You know what, though? Last time they picked it and they lost. So clearly, I don't know where I'm going with that.
Oh yeah, they did lose. They did lose that right at the end,
yeah,
didn't they?
yeah.
These games are actually insane. Like
5 seconds.
Freaking
it looked really good though. I think like the Dusa was the problem.
Yeah, and maybe that's what they're thinking too, and they'll should go for something else and not like so heavily invest into like a single core lineup, basically, because like Magnus wasn't doing much. I guess Jug was doing like a fair amount of damage, but
The
I don't
game
know.
wasn't about the Jug though. That's the
Yeah.
problem. It's like when you have this Jug Magnus, like you want him to be able to. You want to just have every hero like enabling your Jug. Like, oh, Jug needs to farm here on the map. Let's do something here to enable this hero. Like, oh, we need to RP 2 people, get the empower constantly on the Jug. But like the game like was not about the Jug at all. And I think that's a problem. I think the Jug Mag would look a lot stronger if there wasn't a Medusa. Like when there's a Medusa on your team, you have to enable the Medusa. So the Jug just gets totally destroyed. Like he's not going to get the game played around him at all.
Are we going to see another Medusa? Is probably a question right now. Still in the pool, untouched. It's been a kind of popular 4th, 5th pick in China. Nope, different direction.
OD.
They're picking this not knowing the matchup. I feel like that's always pretty scary. We saw mid one at the major get destroyed because he was up against the Pugna, and then just earlier today in Europe, the same thing happened. He played the Pugna against an OD and destroyed the matchup as well. So there's definitely some heroes that OD can struggle against.
Yeah, Pugna annihilates OD. Just the like you can have a support Pugna, just the fact that you can put the Nether Ward down, and this guy is just going to be hitting himself for 400 damage every
Yeah.
hit. It's
just
it's
buy
absurd.
a BKB, lol.
Yeah, true. BKB is a lot better of an item these days.
Ah,
Nobody gets BKB on OD.
I know.
Does give him a,
Sad
a
life.
save against the Chrono, which is maybe one of the benefits and reasons as them picking. And they
Sure.
also probably just feel it's a better hero than it used to be,
Yeah,
which is true. I'm pretty sure.
maybe at the very least like a more stable hero. Like they have a lot of I see a lot of teams for some reason like second to last picking this hero where they have the ban, so they can ban like a hero maybe that completely destroys the OD, similar to picking the TA in this slot as well. And then you can ban and then pick whatever your other hero is, but it's just more so like you get that first pick and then a ban to enable that hero.
And it's not even the type of hero where you can really dodge the bad lane like you guys were talking about earlier, because you can't really side lane the OD with all the harass that Vici Gaming is going to have. Like, I don't know, it feels like it'd be really, really tough to do that. So there's not flexibility in this draft.
It's one of those, like, okay, we're going to just have to fourth pick our mid anyways because we don't have last pick,
Yeah.
and then you ban out a counter. It's just we haven't seen, like, OD being picked here. Normally it's like you pick a TA, then ban Husker. You pick a Lina, then ban your TA. But that stuff, Lina's been pretty dog shit in terms of win rate. I think she was down at like 30% win rate over a lot of games, like 50 games.
Yeah.
I've not been impressed by Lina picks, so I'm glad that hero's fallen off. TA still seems fine.
27% win rate. Ooh.
And how many games?
That's 22 games picked.
On Lina? Only 22, okay.
Yes.
But still, that's incredibly low win rate.
Very bad. It's very low.
I don't know. Oh, and you also have to keep in mind, though, that some of those games are going to be on a different ticket, right?
True.
So there might be more that we're missing.
Maybe they fixed it. Actually, how would they fix it? Because it was actually
there's no way to fix it.
Ticketing issue in the game, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't.
We're all on the right one now, though. It looks like this is the correct ticket.
Yeah, there's so many games on this ticket now.
I've got a laptop today. I can do my own homework.
Oh yeah, it's there's no internet connection. You're gonna have to connect it to that. Yeah, there you go. Don't look at my browser.
This is social engineering right now. He's trying to hack into your system, GoDz, and he's getting you to put in the password.
That's true.
My God, Jenkins.
See, he's using my laptop. I mean, do you want to switch?
Sure.
Okay.
You feel more comfortable because I'm not.
I mean, you could look at my browsing history. I use incognito mode anyway.
I don't do that. I'm just like, right, whatever. One day, future partner of mine, just gonna be there for the looking.
Well, my mom sometimes uses this laptop, so I think she uses incognito mode too. Sometimes she leaves it up. I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
She doesn't use incognito mode.
Look at this, the Spectre.
Spectre's been pretty decent. I think that was a higher win rate here, like 60-ish% maybe.
Oh, hey, look at that.
No.
It's your favorite hero.
No.
The thing I really like about the Spectre is, like, right now, I am still struggling. I think a lot of teams are still struggling to figure out, like, what wins games. It's not feeling like it's as clear now, and it tends to just be, all right, we get into the late game, and then whoever wins the fight wins the game, and whoever wins the buyback one. There's, like, no... You either win at 20 minutes or you win at, like, 50 or something.
Spectre's at 69% win rate over 13 games.
Yeah, and this just gives you like that late game insurance. Like,
yeah, I really like Spectre when the enemy team picks all this like bullshit team fighty heroes because she just completely changes the way you fight. She can get into the back line and like kill the Dazzle, kill the Rubik instantaneously, and there's nobody that can save her. Like unless you get a very lucky Chronosphere on her. Center ulti doesn't matter. The illusions keep chasing. Like the Faceless Void Chrono, like I said, you can't Chrono the Spectre. Like it completely throws a wrench in a lot of these team fight lineups, just because Spectre kind of can team fight better for the most part, just given how her ulti functions. So a lot of these other carries, like a Juggernaut, like a Faceless Void, if you stun these heroes, they'll die, right? But like Spectre is never going to be in position to get stunned in a fight because there's just 20 of her. Like it's so much harder to just take a traditional team fight lineup and beat a Spectre with it essentially.
No Lion or Shadow Shaman to instantly kill off the illusions.
Yep.
So, I mean, the upside of the Lina this game is you've definitely got this guaranteed favorable mid matchup. Lina was always being picked as one of those heroes mid that can outrange and harass an OD, so I don't mind it. I think you can't just look at a hero's win rate and be like, it's absolutely garbage and unplayable.
Isn't that what you just said?
I can do that.
I said it was dog shit. You're right. No, it's been dog shit, but it doesn't mean it's going to continue to be dog shit.
They just tipped the Lina right at the start. They're all tipping the Lina.
Lina's like, no, you're dog shit.
Look at them. They're like, thank you for taking this. Oh. Well.
He has a 29% chance to win this game.
It's all right. Undying's at like 31%. So.
Right, so it's like average is like 30%.
But he has a taunt, and September is doing it.
He's got an Orb of Venom as well.
Ooh.
Is that the build these days?
Depends. I would say Orb of Venom is more popular if like you don't think that you're gonna have people hitting you. It obviously does more damage, but I think he's leaning against a Dazzle.
Dazzle's up there. He's not gonna be happy that he doesn't have a stout shield.
I guess he's just gonna be committing to like going for a kill, suiciding. Doesn't care about taking less damage because he's gonna kill himself anyway.
Maybe he goes down bot, or he waits for the Dazzle to TP and then goes wherever the Dazzle isn't. Because one of these two supports is going to TP, right?
Yeah.
So he could just wait.
It's going to probably need to be the Dazzle. Rubik Void sounds like a pretty terrible lane.
I'm not actually sure who wins between Undying and Dazzle, if they're just trading evenly. Probably the Undying still, to be honest. Extra strength.
Yeah.
Like Like you're going to be right-clicking for way more, and then of course the strength steal
And
itself.
Dazzle will just be looking to kite around and keep reapplying Poison Touch.
Yeah.
Punish you if you go for like a creep wave pull, but I don't think Dazzle's just going to trade right clicks with you. That's definitely in that scenario. Undying definitely wins. It's more the chip damage over time. Rubik will have
Maybe that's why I
advantage.
went for the Orb of Venom, so he can get more hits on the Dazzle. So he's not going to get kited, sort of thing.
Both supports for RNG up top for starts, and then they'll TP Undying down bottom. So, okay.
With that, Dazzle will leave the lane.
Definitely good to have Undying against the Centaur. It's like one way to harass the Centaur without just hitting him.
And they're going to just throw out a couple daggers there as well. Monet trading hits here, as also September going to force back Fade, not draw aggro.
This makes more sense. As much as Undying can bully maybe the Void Dazzle lane a bit, it's more important to secure Spectre's lane.
Yeah.
So, TP down bottom, and Centaur Rubik will not have the happiest of time. They are still a very strong dual lane. I'll get those Orb of Venom hits in, Sep.
Look at the damage coming from the Centaur, though. He pops it to retaliate.
Doesn't do anything to the Undying, though.
He's fine. And
the thing with
another
this,
punch.
the strength steal now too is he's getting a lot more HP regen from this in the early game, because it gives you just like the raw HP now, or HP regen I should say. Like sitting on 4.8 with no tango.
I just love the music. That's where it's at.
Hey man, we were talking about taunts earlier. This is one of the best ones.
Yeah.
This is a moonwalk.
What's your favorite taunt, Jenkins?
What did I say?
You'd say.
I like the Sky Wrath.
Yeah, that one's pretty annoying.
The chicken. We were talking about the most annoying taunt, and I said Lions is the most annoying.
What's Lions?
He does
Does a little
the
dance.
staying alive.
Oh, yeah.
I think that the Spear Breaker is the most annoying. Oh, Afu.
After he's still in trouble with his Poison Touch reapply.
Run away! Fairy Fire!
Fairy Fire.
Get out of there! They're coming
He's
for
so
you!
dead.
Oh, and Void gets it as well, even better for Vici Gaming. I find the Tide's one of the most obnoxious. Just because I think I've seen it the most too in pro games. It's like just, I think has more history.
Oh, I know what
competitive Dota.
I know what the most obnoxious one is for sure. Hey man, he wants to die. He wants to die.
fair.
That's fine.
Maybe not like that though.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Decay stack's wearing off. That one hurt.
Oh, I had it for a second there. Not the Tide.
I think the
Winter
Spear
Wyvern.
Breaker's
Winter
really
Wyverns is annoying.
What are you talking about? You can barely even
Now
see
here's
it.
here's the problem. I was trying to watch like a Milan replay, you know, just seeing what he's up to on this Winter Wyvern here. I heard he's pretty good at it. And then I had put on like 2 times speed, and all I can hear over and over again is like a Wyvern's breath, a Wyvern's breath, a Wyvern's. It's, come on, stop doing it for like just a second. I'm trying to pay attention to this replay.
That seems like a small percent of people who are affected by that.
I thought you were going to say it sounds like a you problem, which is also pretty similar.
That's what I was going for. I was just, it started the day. I'm trying to be nicer to Jenkins.
These other taunts, it always devolves like as the day progresses. But
Yeah.
these other taunts, they're not so annoying when you listen to them over and over again.
I think the Spear Breaker one is pretty annoying. Oh, paparazzi! Look out, Big Papa! They're coming for you. Trying to take this fella down, and SRF as well as Afu get the kill.
Nicely done.
Big kill. He used his TP too, didn't he?
Yeah.
That is the absolute worst thing that can happen. There are very few things in Dota that are more sad than this walk of shame.
Don't worry, he can time walk.
You lose so much experience and gold from this. It completely loses your lane.
He's hanging out here for a while.
Yeah, after getting a first blood, that's not too
None of that matters
Almost
anymore.
follow up.
4 on SRF now, while
Yep.
he's still moving out here.
It's level 2 to level 4.
The range creeps a higher level. What the hell?
There's been a lot
Oh,
of
I know.
denies from this Empower. Shaman Magnus have such good dual last hitting. You can see Void with 7 last hits and Magnus with 19 with 4 denies. But these other side lanes are going very well for Vici. Vici is winning both bottom and mid. And top they got a first blood, so they're losing it, but it's not. It's actually going pretty bad. But they're still winning 2 out of these 3 lanes.
It could be worse. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It could be worse. Like, if you didn't get that first blood,
Yeah, there you go. Oh, careful there. Ori.
Triple null. Let's go.
Did he just deny off of the AoE coming from Arcane Orb?
I think so.
This guy's played OD in the new patch.
Well, looks like 5-minute mark, getting ready for the bounty runes. The plus side of dying down here is that now they can bully back Vici, and Looks like they'll be able to get at least one of them.
They bring both heroes because if only Undying's areas are going to get lifted and lose the rune, so heads up play. Bring 2 heroes against scenarios where there's a stun.
Yeah, conveniently the lane is also pushed out already too, so you could just run right by the creep wave. A lot of the time you look to push it out first.
Did RNG get both top ones? Or did they just get... Yeah, they got 3 out of 4.
3 for 4, yeah. Or 3 out of 4.
Not bad. Andy?
Hard game for Spectre. I don't think she benefits as much from these early Wraith bans as a lot of these other heroes.
Yeah.
Void a lot better at fighting in the early game than a Spectre.
Maybe Spectre's a bracer hero.
Maybe. She definitely tank up using the bracer instead of getting like a Vanguard, something like that. People would go for like Vanguard on Spectre all the time, and Urn is just not that great of an item anymore.
You know what's the really good Spectre item? The Ring of Tarask. That one is super
Yeah, you'll
good.
eventually build into it anyway, may as well. Yeah, I like that.
There's been very few people who just buy those casual rings. It costs
700, 150 health.
And Ring of Health is how much health regen? It's like
6. So versus 3.75.
With some bonus health and slightly cheaper. Would you rather a Ring of Tarask or a Ring of Health?
Probably Ring of Tarask if you feel like you have enough regen to jungle on the Spectre. And like you have that HP for surviving in fights, doing that dispersion damage. Spectre's one of the few heroes, though, I think that you'd go for that over the Ring of Health. Especially because the Ring of Health builds into so much good stuff.
Yeah.
Tarask is just what? Holy Locket, Heart of Tarask.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
One of those items is good, the other is not.
Uh-oh, Afu.
Oh, God.
Oh, there's creeps there, buddy.
Man.
Shackles, but the skewer away, and yeah, that happens.
You just got gangbanged by those creeps, man.
Mm.
It's so rough when that happens. One time I was taunting in the enemy base as Pudge, and then the creeps spawned on me and surrounded me perfectly, and I had no way to get out, and I just slowly died there. And then they paused on me, and it's like, well, yeah, I deserved that. Have you ever seen that happen, though, before? I feel like Pudge is the only hero that's going to happen to, because he's such a silly, wacky hero, like Pudge or Ogre. Oh, guess the creep spawned and perfectly trapped me.
That's what happens, man.
Karma, it's real.
Little pull here only manages to get the range creep, but the wraparound is coming from Fade, and already got designs on Afu as Paparazzi moves in, secures the kill. Afu not having as good of a game as he had last time around, that's for sure.
This is the major downside of the 4-position Shaman in the offlane, is that you are so squishy. One of the easiest heroes to gank, you have no escape. If there's any initiation on you, you typically are just going to die. Tri-lanes
as well, like, even if it's not just tri-laning the whole time, if it's swapping to like be a tri-lane for a little bit, which we've seen happen. So good against these squishy support heroes that would like to run into the offlane, like a Rubik dual lane. It's not going to do anything to a tri-lane.
And Center's just not needing any help. He's just fine by himself. For the last like few minutes, he hasn't had the support. He's got this double bracer going, and he's just winning his lane.
Yeah, it seems like with these items, it's just not effective at all to hit him, because you know he's just going to hit you back for so much more. Yeah. What's the answer?
I don't know.
What's the answer to this?
They have the Undying too. Like typically in the past, you'd say, "Oh, you know, you get an Undying, you steal the strength."
Well, Jug was the one that they did last time around.
Yeah, that's usually pretty good, but
I'd say like the Timbersaws, you know, type heroes might be an answer, but
yeah.
Then you have to make sure it's a good Timber game. You can't just pick Timber because you're laying against a Centaur.
You know what the answer actually is? It's Bristleback. I'd be super down to see that.
If we're talking like solo lane counters, I was more so thinking like what supports can you pick with like a traditional carry, like, so you can keep running the same carries that you
maybe
would like to.
Like the Skywrath type heroes where you just throw heavy magic nukes, don't right click him.
That's a good point. Skywrath.
Or take the Shaman to the safe lane and kill.
Yeah, kill him. Just try lane him.
Yeah, I think when they're sending 3 top, you just have to say, well, Magnus, go jungle or just sit back and shockwave, and we're going to go kill gank Centaur. Because he's getting way too much for free.
Yeah, it's a problem. Basically has the mid lane farm as an off laner versus 2.
Lina back at mid is almost 1,000 gold ahead of the OD, having a very good start. Already winning the matchup.
They have Chrono and Laguna Blade available, as Paparazzi not able to find anything there, and is going to head back towards the top side.
Yeah, nice little attempt at kind of reveals the fact there's a Radiant ward, I think, too. So they should know that somewhere you might not go for a D ward just because there's so many different places you can high ground ward mid, but small bit of intel worth a shot going for that TP Chrono.
Time is money.
Eating that.
Oh, and that's why he also heads back top, because he knows these bounty runes are coming up. So
Yeah.
looks like they're gonna. Oh, they weren't gonna get 4. They could have gotten 4, but they give 1 to SRF.
Undying got a little bit too close there. Looks like he ate the retaliate damage, and now Stampede looking for SRF. They will find him, and Laguna Blade, that's a kill. Monet, I don't think they want to be here.
Is he haunt back pot? Yeah.
I was like, what? Where's the backup? What's he haunting in for? Their supports aren't really ready to really fight or make plays. OD's
They all
an
TP
OD.
top. Can they kill him? I don't think Monet can do anything here, right?
They put
Actually-
Dazzle. Yeah, they might be able to go for this kill.
Monet double-edged already to start it. The hoof stomp going to connect, and well, they have 1 TP coming from the Undying. It looks like they'll be able to force Monet back.
Still good harass, and Center is just building up those retaliates and having a good time. Meanwhile, Spectre just has to go back to Fountain now.
One issue with this RNG draft is who actually benefits from this Magnus in power, because it's definitely not Spectre. This is like not a hero that gets high base damage at all. Like she's not some hero that you expect to run into a fight and just cleave down. OD being a ranged hero who also uses the Arcane Orb. There really isn't a benefit from the Empower besides like, I mean, I guess he can use the RP and that's still going to be effective for lockdown, but
This was their first pick as well.
it was their first pick, yeah. I think that
That's
they would.
surprising.
And then you also have a Spectre with an OD. Both of these heroes like don't fight at all in the early game. They both need space. Same with Magnus. Like Magnus doesn't fight until he gets a blink. He's decent in the lane, but he just like how do they contest this tower push? They would need to bring every hero down here.
Yeah, it seems like the answer is they don't. They were going top, smoked up on the Shaman, but his smoke got popped and he revealed himself, so they're not even going to get a kill in this Void, it looks like, while they may just lose this bottom tier 2 tower. But TPing in is the Shaman, Afu. Not level 6, but looking like he may want to set up.
It's just so hard to do anything, like you guys are saying. I mean, again, there's like maybe some answers later on. You think about like the new OD using AoE damage. Oh, good banishment there. And SRF trying to catch one, slowed down, and looks like they will be able to take down the Centaur as they don't have a way to TP. Cancel, and DY almost kills off September, able to bring him low with all the bad juju.
Problem with this is that they don't even defend the tower. Like I believe it's in deny range right now.
That's at least
So
That's
it's
deny range.
small victory. You can deny it, you know.
Yeah,
but
it's map,
you don't
map
feel good,
control.
yeah.
Map control. Four people rotating. Spectre with no haunt.
No.
It's really rough. So Void just gets the top tower for free.
So yeah, what I was trying to say is that like an RP with Arcane Orb is actually decent now because you've got
the
like
AoE.
the AoE.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's like enough to sort of. I guess Shaman making things happen. Afu, gonna drop these wards here and try and clean it up, but we'll see if they're able to defend this. Ori moves into position, lift up with the Yules, going to be able to find the Light Strike Array, and not even going to use the Laguna Blade.
I think that was a suicide mission for the Shaman anyway. He knew it. He's just trying to get something off the map. He's understanding that they've got this really greedy draft, and if he can push towers or defend towers for his and trade his life for it, it's actually going to be worth it in this game because there is a 7k gold lead at 13 minutes, which is pretty terrifying.
Oh my god.
But still, you know, you do have far superior late game, I think, if you're RNG, just given the fact that there's a Spectre and OD and Magnus on the same team. Lina kind of falls off. Centaur has the Ags. Void is the Chrono. But
Oh, sorry. There's September, just dead. Looks like Fade is going to try and get the walk away here. He's going to be banished as well. They do have Grave from DY, but very low timing on it. And yeah, he just dies.
that's the point where if you're Rubik, you just wish that you're positioning a little bit up, so that way you don't just get clothesline. Like they game from all directions, and there's no way that he gets out of that unless he's up a little farther. But
Tempo Chrono, not gonna find it opening.
RNG's draft feels like they can just do so many fewer things. Like, compare this to the Jug last time, where they actually had a hero that could move around and was active. Just not really the case here. They're trying to do it with the OD, it looks like. And, well, Stampede pulling back in. Everything dropped as well as the Haunt. If they can get this kill, it's pretty worth it. But Yang still surviving through all of it. Eventually
mana,
be pulled back in. Monet gets the kill.
That works.
it's 3 cores though. You're winning 3 cores.
I'll use Chronosphere up in the top
Kind of
side.
just have to, though, at some point. Throw these ultis in the early game to get some comeback gold going.
Get something, yeah.
Also secures some bounty runes down bottom.
Is there comeback gold now? There's no comeback
Well,
experience.
Yeah, more like in the sense that secure them gold, that's going to help them come back.
Right.
But yeah, they got rid of comeback gold, right?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oof.
They need whatever they can get when they're down this much.
Yeah.
Does have the feel of one of those games that could start to get from bad to worse very quickly, given the fact that there's these long cooldowns on RNG's lineup. Haunt, RP is going to be back up soon, but there's not really that much to follow it up with. He's getting towards the Blink Dagger on Magnus. A little something.
Yeah, the only thing is, like, you know, they blink RP. What follows up? Yeah, same problem we talked about
Arcane
earlier.
Orb.
Yeah,
Look at it. It's great.
Let's see. Did they change the OD ultimate? Does it do more now? Oh, he's not going to be doing anything if he's dead.
Yeah, it's rough. He got the 250 health talent though.
Okay.
Same, right?
Okay, so it's it's the same.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So that's not, you know, some big AoE epic spell that's going to kill anybody unless he gets a lot of stacks.
Right. The mana drain is, I think, kind of nice. 40%. But yeah, Spectre needs to get big. It's definitely what it feels like. They're just running away from Dazzles, warding their high grounds. Good reason, because Yang was following
Radiant's
that one up.
bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, if they win a few fights in a row due to some screw-ups by Vici, they could definitely win. There's not a clock on RNG's lineup. That's the thing. The pressure's on them right now, but anytime you have a Spectre on your team, you're not worried about going into the late game and holding high ground.
The pressure isn't to, like, you know, start making a comeback now or lose because your draft gets weaker.
Yeah,
It's just to not get completely obliterated off the map.
yeah, which is why we see Shaman
Dangerous
pushing mid and
timing.
stuff like that.
They pull back in. The stun onto 2, but Ori also trying to bring down September. They
Exact
drop
Chrono.
the Sanity's Eclipse as well. Oh, they almost killed off Paparazzi, but he gets the time walk off. And now with OD dead, with Spectre dead, and Shaman dead. That's a tough one. Oh!
He finds him.
Might be an early GG if they get racks here, but we'll see.
Yeah.
There, it's not like as Jenkins said, it's not all over with this Spectre, but it does feel pretty grim.
They buy back and fight. They just can't fight, so I think they actually have to sack the racks in this scenario. At least the tier 3 tower.
They used everything except for Haunt there, I think. Yeah, just about.
Yeah, no
No
RP.
wards, I guess.
They're just gonna go straight for the racks. They don't even care that they're all respawning.
Good
Ooh, nice
Eagle Scepter
heals.
lift up there, immediately answering it. They're going to pull back in one. Haunt follow it up as well. They're trying to bring down Ori. He's out of mana, but does manage to get the Shadow Blade away. Yang TP's out of there. He is gone. Paparazzi, see you later, mister. The grave is done, and he's out. Okay, DY, you did your job. He buys his items first. Paparazzi gives him the tip. Oh, the whole team.
Oh god, what a support player.
Vici are having some fun. It's good.
Yeah, they gotta feel nice about it. This was the team they needed to beat today because they were in 3rd place in their group. They had 2 draws. RNG had 3 points with a win, and then Team Master were in 1st place. So this was a must-win game for Vici Gaming.
Yep.
It looks like China does that thing that some people absolutely hate, where if you get a win, you get 3 points, and a draw is only 1 point. I didn't realize that was going on.
People hate that. People hated that for a while.
Oh no.
Ooh, they ate Ether Lens.
Rubik has in power.
I like this Void Battle Fury thing actually, just because the second bash procs the Battle Fury as well. So he's just getting a triple bash and like one hit. Yeah, look at this. Doing so much damage to the ancient camps.
Another kill.
Just killing him from the low ground. All right.
6 to 18. Well, Royal never give up. I think this is a team that I was expecting a little bit more from. They showed up big in game number 1, but weren't able to close it out, obviously. And Vici now sort of asserting dominance as most people would have expected in this matchup, I think.
Yeah, RNG, they I think showed some potential, but their score I think was maybe a bit deceptive because they'd beaten one of the weaker teams, and with the recent roster changes, it just doesn't seem like the same team that we saw in the past few months. Definitely a lot of potential in this team.
Yeah.
Rafu's been part of some great moments and great teams. And well, he's not going to be part of a great moment here as he gets picked off, and it looks like his buddy Sepp is also going down.
Ooh, he saves his friend.
Did he though?
He did not.
Did he though?
He did not.
Where did Afu die? Oh.
He's got solo killed.
Did he get the rune at least?
I believe.
Let's see.
Radiant's top tower
Nope.
is
No,
under
he didn't.
attack.
Oh. I'll take everything from you. Vici Gaming. Man, what a
Radiant's
departure
top
from what we
tower
saw
has
in game
fallen.
number 1. This is just a stomp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Big stealth and power. Now took shockwave.
I think that game was
Radiant's
similar
top
to like the
shrine
Keen
is under
gaming
attack.
game where they looked a little weak in the first game. Not necessarily like a draft issue, but there were just some uncharacteristic
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
team fights going on, like team fight mishaps, I guess I should say. Like the way that they were fighting was
Radiant's middle
kind of
tower
questionable.
is
But
under
in this
attack.
game, they're fighting a lot better. Then again, it is a lot easier to fight when you have a massive gold lead.
All right, they're trying to make plays here. They're dropping everything in the kitchen sink to see if they can kill off this centaur. Banishment coming out. Is he going to die when he's there? Chrono on to everybody, paparazzi. Why are you going to do him like this, baby? They might bring down Yang nonetheless. No, another grave is there, and now the bad juju is stacking up. Yang walking away. Monet wants him. They bring down their man. They got him. Can't say that they did. But as you can see, Rubik is lolling, and DY might be dying again. Let's see if he gets some more tips for himself. He's just farming them at this point.
That's why you don't focus a centaur, just solo RP a centaur. It's what we saw happen in the last game, and it.
There it is.
They've figured out the tip meta, or starting to figure
They
one
really
out.
have, yeah.
Developing their own new meta, really. China's tip meta is finally taking off.
They seem to be more into tipping each other, instead of tipping.
They tipped the Lina at the
opponents.
start. Royal never give up.
They
That
did.
That didn't work for him.
No. The thing is, in another region that might work out, but in China there's just a different meta. I mean, obviously Vici's winning this series. They know what the tip meta is. Otherwise they'd be losing.
Maybe other teams will start to learn from Vici Gaming's. You know, as crazy as this, it feels like it's a stomp. I have this like inkling in the back of my head that maybe we just don't understand Dota, and Royal Never Give Up are gonna win in like 40 minutes from now. You know?
If it goes 40 more minutes, I would give them probably a much better shot than if it doesn't. So
Can we see what the win probability is? Okay.
96.
that seems about right.
The 4% is Spectre.
Yes. A little bit of RP.
Spectre's
Magnus.
5% and then OD's negative 1%.
Magnus always gives you a bit of an extra chance because, you know, if they dive, you can skewer them back into tier 4s and Fountain, so
Yeah.
it's this added throw potential for the other team.
Yeah, and no matter how far behind you are, well, I shouldn't say that because this will happen, but if you get a 5-man RP, you basically win the team fight, so. But then again, you are playing against a Rubik. Not easy to even get an RP skewer off against that hero. He can just lift you with the Ether Lens. You can just steal the RP, blink in. Saw Fade doing work with this Rubik against Magnus in the previous game.
Yeah, has he stolen? He's really hasn't stolen too much this game.
No, he did a lot last
First
game.
game, I did a lot.
That was in the early parts of it.
Surprised they didn't ban it. I guess they've just decided they can play against it. Which
There was one fight where he stole wards, or he had stolen wards, and then he stole RP
Radiant's bottom
afterwards,
shrine
and
has
then like
fallen.
stole something else. Oh, grave after that.
he was hitting bigger RPs than Magnus was in
Yeah.
the last game.
Without a blink dagger.
Yeah. Yep.
It was nuts.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The great thing about having a gold lead is that the more gold you have, the more items you have, the faster you can farm camps. So naturally, even if you don't take a larger area of the map, which is going to happen anyway, you're still going to farm so much faster. Battle Fury on Void, you've Lina with tons of items, tons of mana regen. Centaur even with the levels and Retaliate. He's perfectly happy to just keep farming this. So.
But slowly and steadily, the Spectre is sort of catching up a bit in farm. Has the Radiance queued up, knows where Monet wants to go with this game. And
just right now, this 21k gold lead's like a 25k gold lead since
Yeah.
Spectre's hoarding gold, but some dire heroes, same thing. But it's a very weak Spectre until that radius is there.
Oh,
RP?
they steal RP, and Afu shackle in.
Rick has a blink too, so this is some nice RP.
That is a dead hero. Tombstone is also gone, but it's only the Shadow Shaman. The unfortunate thing is you just gave him RP.
Yeah. Avoid using BKBs. I think that would be a win if not for the fact that they maybe gave up RP.
He's lifting.
Oh my god, into the RP.
They got
Catching the
stunned from Lina
OD.
too.
Heal, not enough. Oh man.
He was on point there. That was nice.
Jeez.
I like that Ori stuns Lagunas and then just walks away and knows the Void is going to finish off. Like and then he just goes to hit the high ground. The Centaur.
Well,
Centaur didn't even bother to go over.
no buybacks. Spectre does have buyback. Decides to buy the Diffusal Blade instead. Needs something right now to hold off since it's 50 seconds, no OD.
Yep.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Or if you just go fight maybe with Shaman back alive.
Is under attack.
Even then, there's no Serpent Wards for a local one.
RP on cooldown, 52 seconds, but so is Fades, so they have a skewer into something, maybe, possibly. Skewer back. Oh, immediate lift. He knew it was coming and immediately going to be able to steal away Skewer. And now they pop the Haunt, trying to do what he can. Focusing on the Fade, now switching over to the other target. They get the catch with the Chrono onto the jumping away Spectre. And GG before he even dies. Vici Gaming.
Vici Gaming. Victory.
Victory! Very smooth sailing for Vici Gaming boys in this game. Game 1 was a bit tighter, but this time around, didn't even break a sweat.
Yeah. They did very well in all the lanes. There was that little hiccup with the Void having to run back, but after that, they recovered that lane. It seemed like there was just outskilling going on in all of the lanes, to be honest. And then if you are outskilling the lanes, chances are you're probably better at fighting as well. And fighting is supremely easy with a massive gold lead from the laning phase too. And then the draft, like the OD with the Spectre, like both of those heroes want to do the exact same thing, which is just chill out for like 15 minutes, then come online when you have some core items, like you have a Matiston Spectre, or on OD you have like a 4-staff, maybe Dragonlance. And then with the Magnus too, like there's very little synergy with first picking a Magnus and then having an OD and a Spectre on your team. It was just much easier to run over than the lineup in the first game.
Well, puts Vici Gaming on a pretty good track to take top 2 in their group. They overtake RNG, and depending on how Aster's doing, might be just behind them. So I think we'll be seeing Vici Gaming in the playoffs, but no guarantees yet. See some of those kill stats. Paparazzi, back-to-back Void games. That's always been a hero that he likes to play, and
Yeah.
good to see him bring it back.
What's this hero's win rate?
It's got to be good.
Feels so
I
strong.
think it was
right
like
now.
one of those 55% ones to 60 maybe.
I think so.
Okay.
He's getting
above
first. He's
50.
getting first phase pick too, because a lot of the time you can't pick him up in the second phase. Teams are realizing how strong. he is.
58% over 19 games
Okay.
before that game. That's in all regions in the
Yeah.
major. Yeah, that I'm looking at.
China's favoring it a lot higher.
Oh, it's up to 62% in 21 now.
Sweet.
Jeez.
Yeah, that hero
After
feels really strong.
some round 1 matches. So I imagine there's a few games going on. Some of
Right.
those other streams with some voids.
The new bash is just straight up better, and then with the Wraith bands, the hero does a lot of damage. Can fight.
Afu did more damage than the OD in that game.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that can't happen. But
So-
Yeah, you try a hero and it just doesn't work out. Maybe the hero's just not that great. They thought it was a little bit better.
Yeah.
Just picking that kind of second to last pick scenario, it'll do fine, but kind of didn't.
So some of these other round 1 results, LGD 2-0'd Team Root, which
Okay.
means LGD is guaranteed to be in the playoffs. Aster
Nice.
2-0'd IG, which does not guarantee Aster playoffs, but they are in first place with 5 points. Vici Gaming will have... Vici Gaming will also have 5 points, I believe.
it should
Tiebreaker?
update still because we're still 5-minute delayed, right?
Maybe, yeah. Actually, no, they're not doing the 3 points for a win thing. I'm wrong about that. I think
Okay.
there was something weird going on. I don't know.
Okay, because it's the
Sometimes
two
on Wikipedia they give them a point before they actually add the result because they win game 1. So
Yeah.
I think
Got
that's why I thought that, because one of the teams had an extra point on the table,
Oh right,
that makes sense.
but they hadn't given them the result
Yes,
yet. 'Cause there wasn't.
I've seen that too.
So the only thing that we know in Group B is that Invictus Gaming is for sure not going to be
Yeah.
moving on.
And eHome, we're talking how they weren't doing too well. If you look at who they actually played, they were 1 point in out of their 4 games. They lost to LGD though, and then they drew against Team Root, who was the second place team. So they actually got the 2 worst teams to play in their first 2 matches. So if they get some wins here, they could make a play for that second place.
So they tied 1 and then lost.
No. They tied eHome. It looks like.
No, I'm talking about eHome. I'm talking about eHome.
Oh, right.
Of
course.
eHome tied.
Because we thought eHome was going to maybe be good, and then we're like, oh, they only got 1 point in 4 games. But that, when those 4 games are 2 against LGD and 2 against Team Root, and you get the draw against Team Root, if they win the rest of their games, they'll be either second place or tied second with Team Root.
And then you just beat them again.
Yeah, then you play that tiebreak. So, Group A is pretty open for second place. Keen Gaming has 2 draws. We could see them get some wins.
They tied with who was it that they tied with? Newbie Young.
It's not good. Oh yeah, we saw that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think second will be either Team Root or eHome, depending on who steps up and gets those wins.
It's really rough for Keen to lose that first game.
Yeah.
So punishing, man.
Yeah. Just get the brew. Comes back full circle.
And they just looked like the better team too.
Yeah. They did in the
game
too.
Well, Group B looks like it should be straightforward with Aster, Vici, top 2, in some order. Maybe Vici will get second, but I don't think you really care if you get first or second.
For the Dream, who did they play against? Was there anybody that was pretty good for them? They
got
tied with
a draw
IG.
against someone earlier. They got a draw against someone good, Vici Gaming. Actually. That's why Vici Gaming is not first place in the group, because they drew against FTD, which was like an upset, but that happens sometimes.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for our first round of matches. It looks like eHome and Newbie Young are still playing after eHome take the first game in that series. And then the next set of games is going to be coming up shortly. LGD versus Newbie Young. We've got Vici versus IG, Root versus Keen Gaming, FTD versus RNG. So a lot of matches. Be sure to check those all out on twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit, which is right here. And then add a 2, 3, or 4 onto the end of it as well to keep following all the action. But we'll be back in just a little bit with our second match of the day. Stay tuned, everybody. More to come. So LGD are going to take on Newbie Young in just a few minutes.